Good morning, guys. It's a lovely dry spring day in the UK at the moment, and I'm out for my long run. So I want to talk a little bit about the long run, known as the LSR, which, depending on who you ask, could stand for a long slow run or long steady run. So if you're training for a distance event such as a marathon, half marathon, 10k, ultra, you're going to need to be able to run a long way, aren't you? So the general advice is to make sure you get a weekly long run in. Should always be at an easy, gentle pace. Don't push yourself too hard. It's about time on legs. So the science seems to suggest that a maximum of 3 hours on your feet is beneficial for achieving the best possible outcomes. Obviously, it's going to take a while to build up to that. Just make sure that when you do build up your LSR distance from the previous week, you're not doing it by too much. Give yourself a good few months to build up that distance. So say you manage to get up to 10 miles, then the next week you're probably not going to do more than 11. So I tend to add, maybe a mile, it depends, but certainly no more than 10% of distance that you ran in the previous week. Personally, I like to have had a day off the day before my long run, or at most a short run the day before, to maximise just how much you can get out of it. You're going to need a lot of energy, you're going a long way. Just make sure you pace yourself. It should be nice and easy, gentle pace broadly for most of us, or most people are starting out with this. It may well be that for more experienced runners, or as you get closer to race day, you might start incorporating a few miles or kilometres at your target pace. I always think of that as an optional extra, really, especially if you're quite new to distance running. I have to say, I do love being outside, getting onto the trails, getting off road where possible. I think being in a green environment is just so good for your mental well-being, a nice escape from things. I'm in an area where there are various lizards, snakes, deer and other wildlife, and it's a really good way to start the day. I always prefer to do my runs in the morning. I know we're all a bit different. We have things like work and family to consider. So it's up to what works for the individual, really. But I do recommend, if you can get out first thing, go for the run, start off your day that way, and you've set yourself up then, and it's done. You don't need to think about it anymore. Also, I always say, don't have that conversation with yourself in the morning. If you're planning to go, just get up, have your kit ready, just go. Don't start thinking, should I, shouldn't I? The best strategy is definitely just to do it. So something to think about is, how are you going to keep yourself sane if you're out running for up to several hours at once? I mean, I think for a lot of people, you have the kind of mind that can cope with that, and you can just go for it and then just enjoy it and enjoy the environment and so on. You might be a social runner, so you might be going out with some mates or part of a running club. Something that works for me, as I live in a very rural area, so it tends to be just me. I put something on in my ears, so I listen to various podcasts. I'm a big music fan, always listen to lots of music. I'm always compiling playlists with good running tracks, tend to be nice fast tracks. Health podcasts, I enjoy learning languages a little bit, so I've got some language learning podcasts that I'm listening to. And actually, I just kind of forget that I'm running. I zone out after a bit, and I'm just absorbed in whatever it is that I'm listening to. So I find that to be an effective strategy. So guys, just remember those basic principles of the long slow run or long steady run. Just go super slowly, force yourself to go really slow. This should generally be probably your slowest run of the week, I think, for most of us. You want to think about not building up too drastically, so it's just a steady, gradual increase in the mileage over the weeks and months. Just consider the time of year as well. If it's the middle of winter, you're probably going to be wearing hats and gloves and so on. It's spring here, and it's actually a really warm day, so I've got my sunglasses on. I'm wearing a lot less, just a t-shirt and shorts. So thinking about that, keeping yourself hydrated, and like I said earlier, just kind of keeping yourself entertained, if that's something that's going to help you with your long run and get those long miles in your legs. Remember also to celebrate your achievements, because you're going to be going out probably at the weekend for most people, taking a big chunk of your day, getting ready, going for the run, recovering and so on afterwards. Celebrate what you've achieved. you've done something amazing. So, you know, you're probably going to feel pretty tired after it. If it's your first time, week on week, you may well be doing more than you've ever done before. You know, just reward yourself, make sure that you recognize that you've done an amazing thing. So, you know, big pat on the back for yourself. I think that's really important. And then thinking about recovery as well. So obviously you've got to keep yourself hydrated. You should be making sure that you're eating some healthy foods not too long after your run as well. Don't forget to fuel your run as well. You know, you need to burn a lot of calories, so you're going to need those in your system. So making sure that you're getting the carbs in. You might want to start experimenting with gels as well. I'll talk about those separately on another day. A lot of people have trouble stomaching gels. It's a good idea to get used to them, get your body used to them, in case you're planning to use them on your race day. So lots of things to think about like that, looking after yourself. So yeah, you might also want to be thinking about stretching for recovery as well. So before a long run, you might do a few dynamic stretches. I'll do another video about that. But also some static stretches are useful afterwards, but not straight away. The science seems to be suggesting that if you're going to be doing static stretches, give it a few hours. So if you run in the morning, do your stretches in the afternoon, or vice versa. So lots to think about there, guys. But you know, please make a comment below if you've got any questions or anything that you want to add to what I've said. Always interested to hear how people are getting on. So how are your long runs going for you at the moment? Are you enjoying it? What's helping you? What's working? What challenges do you have with it? Because, you know, it's not an easy thing that we're doing here. So I'm always keen to hear what people are getting up to and your thoughts on this running business that we're all involved in. Remember also that you don't want to just be building week on week on week. You need to factor in that recovery time with your long runs as well. So typically you might have a cutback week or a down week every kind of third or fourth week, depending on you, really, where you purposefully reduce your mileage so that you can adequately recover. Otherwise you're at grave risk of injury or burnout. So yeah, as with all of your running, just make sure that you cut back your long run really significantly. To be honest, I will quite commonly cut mine by half actually. You know, some will not cut it by as much, some will cut it by more. You get to know your body and see what works for you really, but it's really important that you do allow yourself that recovery time. So every kind of, after 2 or 3 weeks of running, you definitely want to factor in and plan in that cutback time, that recovery time as well. And then you'll find that after that week, you're in a good position to get that mileage up a little bit more again.